Also, cup of tea. Check the cup. Unbelievable. Yorkshire tea, probably the best. Our hobby is just expensive. It's as simple as that. Whether you're into 40k, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, whatever, miniature wargaming hobbies are just expensive. We're going to talk about that today. My name is George, our Fist. Welcome in, grab yourself a cup of tea or your preferred drink and let's chat Warhammer. As I'm talking through this video, you will see B-roll of me painting my captain in Gravis Armour. My new captain in Gravis Armour. Now I love eBay, and if you are on Warhammer YouTube, chances are you know who eBay Miniature Rescues is. He's inspired me to save some money and get older miniatures back onto the table, or miniatures that might not see the light of day back onto the table. And the other day, I was changing my list and I needed a captain in Gravis Armour. Now, I play custom chapter. I'm going to be doing a video on that in the next couple of months. They are very heavily based on Imperial Fist, but with my own flair on them. And so this covers the first way that we can save money in this hobby. Because my chapter is essentially Imperial Fist with a purple right arm, right arm, I can shop for Imperial Fist miniatures and then ever so slightly repaint them. So if you play a common chapter, Ultramarines, Salamanders, Black Templars, etc. get yourself on eBay, find some deals. It's even less painting to get these miniatures on the table. Now don't get us wrong, they might not match my army perfectly because I do a reverse zenithal of pink before I do the yellow. They might not even use the same yellow. Whatever the case is, once you are tabletop distance away, I promise you probably won't notice. Make sure as well when you're shopping, change some of the filters, look at newly listed, look at ending soonest. So you can even set up alerts so you get emailed when something gets listed. So if you want to catch those cutting edge deals, I really think by doing that, not only can you save some money, you could potentially build a full 2,000 points doing this. Now, although our hobby is expensive, I did want to jump in at this point and say I don't believe it is overpriced. Everyone's allowed their opinion on that. I'm not combating anyone's opinions. Your opinion is your own, it's valid. But for me, I wanted to share why I don't think it's overpriced. This isn't me defending Big James Workshop or anything like that. I just wanted to put my viewpoint across. Here are the three main reasons I don't personally think it is. Firstly, it is a British business, and as someone living in Britain, it manufactures in Britain. That massively reduces on carbon footprints. That helps the economy, like all those wonderful things. And so I don't mind supporting and paying that little bit premium so that they aren't all just made in China or whatever. And the Low Games Workshop do make a lot of money. They're a private company, they offer profit, remember that. At least around here, staff seem to be treated really well. And not only that, they have a profit share scheme, so staff tend to be paid all right as well. They're not going to be paid, they're not paid amazing, they're just paid all right. And especially things like profit share and stuff, that is nice. And finally, part of where I see the value in Warhammer compared to every other miniature game I've played, I can go into a shop, I don't have to spend any money, I can go into that shop, I can ask questions, I can talk about books, I can ask about the rules, I can ask about paints, I can look at talk about different paint ranges, whatever the case is. I've been in there and talked about books for hours at a time before. That's not a free service. That costs money, that costs Games Workshop employees time, it costs them a retail space. And I don't think that's talked about enough when we discuss the price of Warhammer, is the bits we get around it. Again, not knocking anyone's opinion, I'm not fully standing up for Games Workshop, they are not perfect. But that is why I don't feel it's overpriced. Back to saving money though, because we all like saving money and that's even more important. At least for me, another way I manage to save money in this hobby is I shop locally. My friendly local hobby store, D6 Den, I'll pop a link to them in the description, not affiliated or anything, just a nice person. He offers a 22.5% discount on Warhammer. That's a massive amount in terms of off retail pricing. And my local friendly hobby store, not only is Paul the owner an incredible person, there is free tables to play on, he does snacks, there's food, there's drinks, everything. And I can go in there and I can experience Warhammer as a whole hobby. As well as that, I know it's important to some people shopping there, I know I'm not lining the pockets of someone really wealthy, and I'm sort of helping to feed his kids, you know what I mean? I've met his kids, like, it's a nice feeling and I get to save money on the hobby I love. The next one to discuss is 3D printing. Personally, I don't like 3D printed armies fully. I do think, again, we need to support the hobby in order for it to grow. But if you want to have fully 3D printed armies, go for it. I'm not here to judge or stop you. But 3D printing, although the price of the printer might cost a fortune, although I've just got a Bamboo Labs A1 Mini, that didn't cost ridiculous amounts compared to other printers. Once you've paid the price of entry, the price of resin, the price of plastic isn't as expensive as getting models, and you can find the files online for free or buy very, very cheap versions of those models and then print them off yourself. And even though personally I don't like doing that, there is something really fucking cool in printing off and making your whole own army, not only just from the 3D file aspect, but from then you're prepping and painting it, and that has all been through your hands. That is an incredible feeling, and I get why people do that. Another way of saving money, try your army before you buy. Tabletop simulator, use proxies, whatever the case is. There's been times where I have used Gravis Armour to represent Blade Guard veterans because I didn't have Blade Guard veterans yet and I wanted to test what they were like. And the person I was playing against was more than happy for that to happen. So before I invested in them, I got to try them on the tabletop. And if I didn't like them, that would have saved me money. You can even cut around photos of them, do whatever you want, but try before you buy. Tabletop simulator, really good way of doing it. You can download the mods for it. You can go on their Discord, organise games with anyone online, and you can try a whole army before you even buy a single model. That in the long run will save you money. This one's a little bit counterintuitive. Don't buy cheap. Don't get us wrong, I am a big sucker for a deal. Love AliExpress. Not a big fan of Amazon, but I see people going on AliExpress, Amazon, eBay, and buying cheap hobby supplies. If you buy cheap hobby supplies, like cheap brushes, you will have to replace them in the long run. So instead of buying 3 times, buy once and buy decent. Oh, you're gonna say hello. No, don't, I can't put in the video if you look like you're struggling. If you buy really cheap brushes, over time, they will fray. You will then need to buy more. Having cheap sacrifice brushes is always good, but invest a little bit of money. I'm not saying go out and buy Artist Opus, buy Army Painter brushes. They will last you a couple of years if you look after them properly. I use things like Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. This just allows me to keep my brushes healthier, especially if I've spent just a little bit of money on them. Don't buy cheap, so you don't have to buy thrice. And that is how I save money in this amazing hobby we all share. If you have any tips, please drop them in the comments for other people to read. Help all of your hobby friends save some money. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe as well, please. Share it with your friends if you have enjoyed it. Thank you everyone who does. Let's continue the hobby together. And here is the final reveal of my new Captain in Gravis Armour.